Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Stay, this is Coloring Bliss, and today we're going to talk about Prismacolor color combinations and how to blend them and some fun things I've discovered over the last week or so. Here is a finished coloring page that I started with all of you. I wanted to show you how it turned out and talk about some of the really cool color combinations that I discovered as I was coloring this page. First off though, before we get into this, I wanted to remind all of you that we are giving away this complete set of Prismacolor Premier pencils. It's 150 beautiful pencils, and at the end of this video I'm going to tell you how to enter for a chance to win this set of pencils, so stay tuned to the end of the video. Okay, so last week I colored this page for you, and it is a free download. If you'd like to download this page and do some autumn coloring, please come on over to Coloring Bliss. It looks like this. It's a free download. We also have this fun banner that you can download. It's a multi-page download, and it's a free one for a limited time as well. It says Give Thanks. It's a really fun one to do with kids and hang up in your house or in your classroom. And then we have some really fun autumn coloring pages for you that I've drawn. This is the one I'm going to be coloring today to experiment with our new blends that I am discovering with our Prismacolor pencils. So this one is part of our premium library, and you can come over to Coloring Bliss, and it's just $5 a month to join and become a colorist, and that way you have access to our premium library and all of our coloring pages and tools. I think there's close to 600. By the end of this year there will definitely be 600 there in our library, so pretty cool. I also have this one that I've recently drawn for all of you, and a brand new one with this charming little squirrel who is asking all of you to please share the harvest. Anyway, I thought this was a really cute little saying to share the harvest with everyone, and I just thought of a cute little squirrel sitting on the pumpkin. I had so much fun drawing him.
I like how it's hugging its acorn.
Yeah, it's my little acorn. Please share it. So this one is available also in the premium library. I also had a lot of fun drawing this stem.
Yeah, that looks cool.
I've never drawn a little twisted stem like that before, so that was a lot of fun. So lots of fun coloring pages. Come on over to Coloring Bliss and check it out. But this is the page we're going to work on. I thought it would be lots of fun because there's lots of little shapes that we can practice some unique color combinations in. So that's why I had Steve print it for me on my color pencil paper right here. So we'll move all these out of the way and focus on this page right here. So, once upon a time, I was coloring this page for all of you and focusing on some really beautiful blends. I taught you guys in that previous video how to do Jennifer's rule of blending thirds, and we'll review that a little bit today in this video. And typically with Jennifer's rule of blending thirds, what we do is we stick with a light, medium, and dark color in one section of the color wheel. So, here's our good old color wheel. And typically what I do is I tell you to grab a light, medium, and dark red or red, orange, or orange, and kind of stick with that and make your blend in that area. Now, somewhere around in here, as I was coloring around on these leaves, I decided to try some unusual blends and put some different color combinations together, and I was having so much fun. I was discovering some really neat 3-color blends that just really knocked my socks off. And it's been a long time since I've really stretched outside of the color wheel. And let me explain why. Like I've shown you before, I organize my pencils in this manner here. I talked about this last week. I have my pencils, there's 12 colors here, one representation for each color on the color wheel, and for each of the 12 there is a light, medium, and dark. And this serves me so well. Anytime I need a red, I can grab this and I have a light, medium, and dark red, and away I go. I'm coloring really fast. If you're interested in having your pencils organized in this way, which works fantastic and gets you coloring really fast and gets you beautiful dynamic blends. So I have a system that coordinates with these pencils here, these 36 colors. And I've got mine in a 3-ring binder, but you can also purchase it from us in a nicely bound book. And this is it here, and it's brand specific to the Prismacolors, and it has all right here. This is the same 36 pencils represented here on a swatch chart. So if you're looking for a system like this to help you color with your Prismacolor pencils, this is it. It's got a chart here to help you put this swatch strip in with your pencils, and then it breaks down all those pencils and shows you how to combine them into different color schemes. I mean, this is fantastic and awesome. So because of this amazing system, I reach for these 36 pencils all the time, and it gets me coloring fast and beautiful blends, and away I go. But like I said, about a third of the way across this, I started thinking, I want to try some really fun different blends, and I was coming up with some really cool combinations. I mean, look at this leaf, especially is when I started getting really excited.
It's so rich. It's
very
pretty.
Really cool. And because you use Jennifer's rule of blending thirds, it really pulls together these really odd mixes. And then I was like, I need to write down this combination so I can use it again, or share with all of you what the 3 colors were that made that combination. So I grabbed this notebook right here. This is it's called a commonplace book. If you've never heard of it before, you need to look up what commonplace books are. They're amazing. Basically, a commonplace book is a notebook. Well, it can be other things as well, but a commonplace book is a place where you can put all your thoughts and things in one common place. And so like this book here, I'm not going to flip through it because it's very private, but I plan my trips here. I keep health notes here. I plan our lessons for upcoming videos. I even keep gospel study notes in here, my worries and thoughts, inspirational quotes. I'll show you a couple selected pages here. Like here is a place where I was keeping track of goal ideas here. I printed out some things that I wanted in here and pasted them in. You can make your pages fancy like I did. I'm an artist, so I love to add color and washi tape, or you can make them just plain with a pencil. This page here were some quotes that I wanted to keep track of and remember. Like this is a quote from a movie. This is a quote from a church leader. These are thoughts and things that I wanted to just always have in one common place that I could come back and find it. This is a page that I shared on Instagram recently, a quote that I had recently heard. I even doodle and do fun things in here. This is the sticker I got for voting, and I just doodled around it with some fun gel pens. That's what this book is for. And so I reached for my commonplace book and I made a page, and I started this catalog page where I could have a note of the combinations I was trying, the ones that worked successfully, so that I could later come back and say, hey everybody, you need to try these 3 color tritone blends. They work so great with Jennifer's rule of blending thirds. So this little blend, now the problem with doing these, the problem with cataloging in my commonplace book is that this paper is wildly different from our color pencil paper. And so when I do the blend here, you can only get so many layers of color pencil onto this paper before it starts to reject the wax. And so to get Jennifer's full blend here, Jennifer's rule of blending thirds, does not work, because this paper here has a tooth and texture and will hold on to multiple layers of pencils. So that's the first thing I ran into a problem with, and I'm going to show you what I've done to solve all of our problems, you guys. And it's a free download for all of you, by the way. So that's what this is. This combination right here with this crazy fluorescent orange, I think is this leaf right here. Look how cool that leaf is. Isn't that amazing? I mean, would you think that that was fluorescent orange, a really strong red, and a really strong purple made that leaf.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't guess that.
I know, and that's when I did this leaf specifically. That's when my mind went, bing, I need to put it in my commonplace book because I don't ever want to forget it, and that's what this commonplace book for me is. Are all things that I cannot ever forget. So yay for that. So now I wanted to create for all of you a place for you to create really fun combinations, because I think by the time you're done watching this video, you're also going to want to keep track of really cool combos that you try and successfully discover. So I went to Steve and I said, Steve, will you please make us a really cool chart? And ta-da! So you can print this off. It's a free download. Follow the link in the video. Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.
And he, of course, improved on my idea and made it even more amazing and beautiful. So it says color catalog on the top, so you can keep a catalog of the beautiful colors you're going to create. And this is specifically 3 color blends, because Jennifer's rule of blending thirds is designed around blending with 3 colors. But in the future, if you guys like this, comment below. If you like this and you want us to make a 4 color blend or a 2 color blend color catalog, we could do that as well. And then we left a spot up here for brand. So if you have multiple brands of color pencils that you want to try making these types of blends for, you can print it off multiple times. And then my recommendation is print it off on as similar or the same paper that you plan to color on, and then you'll see exactly what that combination is going to look like. So this trio right here was this trio, and see how different it looks here.
So the blending thirds just brings it all together and creates almost a new
color.
Wow.
Yes, that's the power of Jennifer's rule of blending thirds. And I'm going to demonstrate that to you and how this chart works on this really cute little page right here. And we're going to pull out the pencils right now and show you how we can just kind of pick 3 random pencils. We're going to track it here and see what Jennifer's rule of blending thirds does with those 3 random pencils. So let's try it. All right, so let me tell you in general what I was doing with this page here to get these really cool combinations. Of course, I was still trying to make them look like autumn leaves, sort of. So on this page, I'm not going to be quite so literal. I don't care if we have blue leaves or whatever. We're just going to have fun. So in general, my mind went to, I want still a light, a medium, and dark. That's kind of how Jennifer's rule of blending thirds really works best, is with a light, medium, and dark. So in general, we're just going to randomly pick. In general, I want a light, medium, and dark. So let's start with something crazy like these fluorescents that last week I said I think I need to be using these more. So let's start with this way crazy fluorescent pink, this neon pink number 1038, okay? So this is going to be our light. So the way this chart works, let me grab a pen and we're going to write Prismacolor up here. And then Steve also provided us with a column right here that says notes. So maybe you tried it on a gem and it was amazing and you could write gem. Or maybe you tried it with a leaf and it worked amazing. Or maybe you found a combination and you, in the future, want to try it on a flower. So you could write over here, try this on a flower. So these notes over here, that's what that column is for right here. Okay, and then underneath that box, I'm going to write the number 1038. If you want to go to the trouble of writing the names of the colors, you could do that as well, but I don't find that as necessary. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because most likely you're in the middle of a coloring page and you colored a flower and you went, whoa, that combination was amazing. I need to hurry and catalog that. And so you would grab this swatch chart and hurry and do it. And so you're not going to be like, I'm going to take time to fill this in perfectly. So think of this as just a quick catalog. So you would just hurry hurry and swatch that down. Okay, now we need an interesting, unexpected mid-tone is what we need. And keeping in mind that we need a dark too. So we need to just sort of pick something. How about a blue?
I was going to say a blue-green.
Ooh, an interesting blue-green.
Or even like that one.
This one here?
Yeah.
Or
is that a light, though?
We need it to be a little bit darker in value. So when I'm talking about light, medium, and dark, it's more this, think of it in this terms. So you can think of like pink. All colors have a value, light to dark. So think of it like that. And strength, that's a good word. Think strength. Saying light, medium, and dark is a hard word. If you look at these two colors, this is a lighter version of this color. So if we were going for a mid-tone, I would think more this, but then I would think to myself, could I find a darker tone to go above that for my dark? So that's how I'm trying to make my decision here.
This one. That blue.
This one or that one?
I was thinking this one. I don't know if it's too dark, but...
Yeah, I'm thinking more maybe the one right next to it. Because I think we could find a darker one in value, that's stronger color. So that's a good way to say it. Stronger. We need a color that can defeat that color. So this one can definitely defeat, is stronger than that color. So then we would need one that's even stronger than this color. Now, I will tell you there is one thing you want to think about. If you pick colors that are opposite of each other on the color wheel, like red and green or orange and blue, with Jennifer's rule of blending thirds, you will get a bit of a neutralizing effect. They will mix in and sort of create a brownish or a grayish type tone. So if I were to throw in, what's the opposite of blue? An orange, a really dark orange, we may get a neutralizing effect, which could be exactly what you're looking for. I'm not saying that that's wrong, but just be aware of your color theory as you're matching up colors here.
I was going to say a dark violet.
Ooh, a dark violet would be cool. I do have some really interesting dark violets here in my skin tone area. Like this one right here is an interesting like red violet. This one is black cherry. What about that one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that's how I think through this. Okay, and I don't think there's a wrong because we're just experimenting, all right? So then I write down the mid-tone. 103 is what we're going to try. And our dark tone, okay, so that 103 is cerulean blue. And our dark tone is 1078 black cherry, okay? So here's our mid-tone. So you could sit down for fun one day and just play with your Prismacolor pencils and fill up this entire chart with 3 color blends and see which ones work, you know, and learn. That would be a really good, what do you call it? Color theory exercise to learn what combinations you like, the way they combine. And if you kind of keep in mind the color wheel, you would start to understand why certain colors work and certain colors aren't working together. Okay, then this square right here, Steve provided for us as a place to put the combination together to remember what it did. So let's discuss Jennifer's rule of blending thirds really quick. Step 1 is to fill the entire area that you're coloring with the first color, the lightest color, okay? So you just fill in really light pressure the whole area. Step 2 is to fill about 2/3 of the area that you're coloring with the mid-tone or our second color. We're still going to call it the mid-tone because it's about mid in strength. Now, as you get better with your blending skills and you're in different situations, the 1/3, 2/3 type rules can be suited to fit your situation. This is just kind of a general rule of thumb. Okay, now we're going to go to our dark color, which is 1078. Again, light pressure, we're going to do about 1/3 of the way up. So this end of the square or rectangle, I guess, has 3 layers of pencil on it right now. You can understand now why my commonplace book was mad at me for how many layers of pencil I was trying to layer in. Now this color combination makes a lot of sense. When you start thinking about it here as I'm coloring, pink plus blue makes purple. So as far as color theory goes, this little trio makes a lot of sense. So I think it's going to go together really well. Okay, now I do want this dark color represented pretty good. So that was light pressure I just did. I'm going to do medium pressure for just a second right here, just so our darkest dark really gets represented well. Now, as far as if I was in the middle of a coloring page and I wanted to just hurry and catalog this combination just for quick reference, I might not take as much time making this swatch here on the right as I'm doing right now. For demonstration purposes, I'm kind of taking my time. But as you saw, let me show you really quick, in my commonplace book, these swatches were done really messy and really quick because I was in the middle of the coloring page and I just wanted to get it down really, really fast. So it's up to you how much time you want to spend here in your swatching. Okay, now we're going back to the midtone, 103, and I'm going to go over the entire 2/3 again. This is more light to medium pressure now because we're trying to blend in and bring together all these colors. So after we finish this blend, I want to try some more blends. And I want to try to think like my little nieces and nephews and just grab some really crazy things. Oh, I kind of went a little too hard over here. You try to keep this lighter pressure here so you get a good gradient. But these Prismacolor pencils are so potent. Okay, now back to your lightest color. I'm going to go over the entire rectangle again. And this has such a nice blending effect. Sort of tints this whole area with the pink and blends it all together. And then we've got our last bonus step that I mentioned last week. Wow, look at that pink shine. Which is then you can take your darkest color back here and do a bit of a burnishing pressure, which is your heaviest pressure. Burnishing means pushing really hard so that you really press that pigment into the peaks and valleys of that paper. So it squashes the texture down and you get the most strong color payoff right in the end right there. I'm just going to go light pressure to blend that out. Okay, there's our first random pick. That would be really pretty in a gem, I think. That would be a really cool gem color. Okay, so that's basically Jennifer's rule of blending thirds. I've gone over it before. I have an entire video we'll link to teach you how to do Jennifer's rule of blending thirds. I didn't try to get rid of all the white of the paper because basically I was just trying to see what the blend would look like. So let's try another random blend. Okay, I want to pick something really crazy. I'm going to try to think like my little nieces. They would go straight for pinks and purples. Maybe I need to think like my nephews. They're more, pick black, Jennifer. That's what they would say. But I don't want to pick black because that would really... So what would they pick? They would pick... I just want to be... What would be a good light? Maybe a gray. Oh, that's thinking like Jennifer. They wouldn't pick gray. My one nephew would pick a green, and he would probably pick this really cool green. This is true green, has sort of bluey tones underneath it, so we'll use that for our light. And then let's come into here and pick orange. I mean, that's like crossing the color wheel. Orange and green that's going to cause a neutralizing for sure. And then a dark, how about a dark purple? Again, with purple, I always reach for purple, so maybe something else. A really dark, ooh, like a blue violet. Ooh, that's really weird. I would never do this.
Let's see what it looks like.
Okay. I don't like it. Okay, this one's for you, nephews. They're like, if they watch this, they're going to be like, Aunt Jennifer, I would never do that. Okay, I'm going to speed this up so that you don't have to sit through me doing this, but this one's for you, nephews. Okay, we're going to call this one the nephew combo. And this did exactly what I was talking about, that neutralizing effect, how that orange almost becomes a really pretty brown. But look how neat and dynamic that color is. That is surprisingly satisfying. So I'm going to take these 3 pencils now and color a leaf over here. Maybe we'll play around in this section right here and color one of these leaves. And then I'm going to try a couple other fun combos just to show you how this whole process is done. I'm going to hit time lapse and you can enjoy that process. And yeah, I'm going to encourage you to try this. Remember to hit a like if you're enjoying this video and stay tuned to the end so you can hear how to win those Prismacolor pencils. Okay, let's see how this turns out. Okay, so I'm trying something really weird here. I'm putting a complementary color neon version in between a light and a dark. So orange is the opposite of blue on the color wheel. So I got thinking after I got this absolutely stunning blend here. Look at this one here. How gorgeous that one turned out. That's like epically beautiful. Look at that. So yeah, highly recommend that combination. And then I thought, okay, now I'm going to try something that I probably know won't work. But I don't know, that's what the whole point of this combination thing is. So I thought, all right, what if we sandwich a complementary color in between the two? So yeah, now I'm going to take, it's kind of weird. It's what I thought was going to happen. Sort of a weird neutralizing in the middle. But I want to take it to real world and see what the effect looks like over here. So let me time lapse that for you. Okay, so as I'm doing this in real life, in a real situation here, we're trying to get some shadows and all that, I'm realizing what the problem is. And maybe if I'd used a less neon orange, but I really want to try this again. This idea of sandwiching the complementary color in is intriguing to me. But the problem is as you're trying to gradient this the dark to the light, there's no power to gradient from this neon orange. It's just this harsh line. So I'm going to have to go back and really work. This is a much more advanced. So if you're a beginner blender and you're wanting to try these cool color combinations, I think trying to sandwich a complementary color in the middle is going to be problematic, but fun. I'm not saying don't try it. I'm just saying if you go and try it and you're like, this is really hard, why did Jennifer tell me to try that? It's not you, it's the fact that we're forcing some really odd colors together. That's what's going on, and I'm having trouble too. So I just wanted to pop in and let you know, yes, this is really odd and it's doable, but it's an adventure. So Steve and I were discussing these other leaves I've colored. The nephew leaf is odd. Again, it was a difficult combination. And again, now that I'm looking, it's got that complementary color smack in the middle. That's probably why it was so hard to blend that out. This one here, this combination, the third, was this leaf, and isn't that pretty?
I think that's cool looking.
Really pretty.
Again, 3 colors that you would never normally think to bring together.
Yeah, so that's really interesting to me. So maybe what we're learning here, maybe the take home for me as in the future as I'm trying new combinations is don't put the complementary color, if you're going to throw in a complementary color, don't put it in the middle. Put it either in as the highlight, the light, or in the shadow, the dark. Because putting it in the center, like these here, has been really tricky. But anytime that we put like the complement out here in the highlight or over here in the shadow, we get these stellar results. So I think that's the take home as you guys are playing with this. Tell me if you have the same feeling as you're doing this, because this was hard, but this went together like mwah.
It's still pretty though.
Yeah, I mean, it works, and I think it's worth playing with. Again, that's what makes art just so worth playing around with. That's what makes this so great. So as a beginner, I would recommend learning Jennifer's rule of blending thirds in a situation where you're using light, mediums, and darks in one zone. So like pick a blue, get a light, medium, and dark blue.
Maybe show them the back side of that. That'll show them the light, medium, and dark.
So like here, you can see a blue, green, and it's basically a light, medium, dark of these colors. So that's a really great way to begin as a beginner with Jennifer's rule of blending thirds. Pick a light, medium, and dark in one zone on the color wheel and practice. Get really good at Jennifer's rule of blending thirds, and then stray and see what kind of cool combinations you can get. Catalog them as you work through them, and maybe you'll be like me and discover, whoa, anytime I throw in something that is across from each other on the color wheel in the middle, I have a really hard time bringing that together. But if I do it at the end or the beginning, things start doing magical combinations and I get these really interesting leaves and interesting things happen. So coloring pages like this, where there's lots of little details and you can kind of just go for it, these are really fun places to experiment with color combinations. So remember, this is a free download that Steve created for us. Thank you, Steve. So come and get this. You can use it brand specific or ignore this and just use all your tools, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. You're the artist. So come and get this. This one is part of the paid members. If you want to support me and Steve over at Coloring Bliss, come, and it's just $5 a month. You can cancel anytime you want, but we also have those free coloring pages, like this one here is a free one that you can come and get for a limited time to celebrate autumn. So come and get that one. Now, if you've hung around to the end so that you can learn how to win the Prismacolor Premier pencils, let me tell you how that's done. Okay, so this is our big giveaway for November. We're giving away this 150 color pencil set of the Prismacolor Premier pencils, my favorite pencils. I want one of you to win it, and there are lots of different ways to enter. Follow the link in the video description. Now, the contest, the giveaway, ends November 30th, 2020. The winner will be announced December 1st, 2020. So if you're watching this video after those dates, then I'm sorry you missed out on this particular giveaway. But if you're watching it before those dates, follow the link right away and get your entries in. Good luck, everyone. Now, we are going to have more giveaways in the future. The way to know about that is twofold. You can follow and subscribe and hit the notification bells here on YouTube, and you can come over to Coloring Bliss and at least become a free member at coloringbliss.com, and that way you'll get our email notifications of future videos and future giveaways. We protect your email. We're not going to share it or sell your email to anyone, so you can be assured of that we're going to take good care of you. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed learning all about making beautiful color combinations with your Prismacolor Premier pencils, and I hope you have a wonderful, colorful, blissful day. Bye-bye, everyone.